beautiful cascade, or just the bottom of it, way across the lake. It is a perfect day. Oops. Sorry. Hang in there. Ropi Lake is just beautiful today. It's about 8 o'clock. Been up for about an hour. Went straight to work and emptied out my tent. And got all the stuff packed up. But then I had to stop and break for some coffee and breakfast and stuff. Got a good head start, better than usual. Usually I just crawl out of my tent and start my day. The breezes died down last night and it was quite calm. I ended up pulling up all the flaps on my tent and getting a gorgeous morning view. And had the sun full on in my tent at 7 o'clock in the morning. And this tent's not that bad with this down bag and my down jacket to cover my head. I stayed in there with full on sun for quite a while because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was so amped last night. My mind just wouldn't stop buzzing, reviewing the events of the day and looking forward to the events of today. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm looking across the lake there at my cross-country route. It looks really rough, but it's when you break it down into individual bits, it's not bad at all. So I'll be starting that in, I don't know, a couple of hours. Hopefully to arrive up at Pyramid Lake in the early afternoon. So I just climbed the hillside, dug a hole, squatted over it, and this is my view. Nicest bathroom I've ever had. Man, this place is gorgeous. But I gotta start packing up. I was thinking about getting out of here. I got some hard hiking to do. Just not very much of it, that's good. P.S. On the subject of digging a hole to squat over in this area, there aren't, as you can see, it's mostly granite around here. What most people do when they look to dig a hole is that they grab their toilet paper and they start looking for a patch of dirt. The easiest way, really, is to look up, start walking up a hill, and go where the trees are. Because trees make dirt. And there just is not much of it here. So you really got to do a good job of digging your hole and covering up. I'm got most of my stuff packed down. I'm drinking my last cup of coffee here, and then I will pack up and go. I have to get water first, but that's about it. Not the fastest breakdown, that's for darn sure. I'm kind of practicing for a trip I'm going to do later with Paul and Angie. They want to make time and they want to go places. So not much lounging. I like my lounging, but I also like to go places and see things. But today is going to be a compromise of both. I am going to break down camp and I am going to go places and see things instead of just sitting at one place for 2 nights. Although I could do worse than sitting here for 2 nights. Feeling good. I didn't get enough sleep, but I got enough that I can get my day going. An afternoon nap would be nice, but I should be able to do just fine on my hike up to Pyramid Lake. Okay, this is the last relaxation here at Ropi Lake. I'm just about done with, I think there's one more sip of coffee left. I've had some munchies to fortify my energy level. And I have no more excuses for why I can't pack up and go. Except for I'm lazy. That's a good excuse. But it's not going to be good enough today. I'm all ready to pack up and get out of here. So let's get on it. It's around 10:45. Not very fast packing up and getting out of here, considering that I got up at around 8. Was it 8? Yeah, pretty slow. It's really hard to rush myself. I don't want to rush myself. I don't have to rush myself. Later when I'm backpacking with other people, I'll rush myself, but I don't have to now. Notice that I'm stalling? All right, let's go. I've only been hiking for a few minutes, but I'm already making clear progress. I'm pretty sure that's my campsite over there. Yeah, I'm quite sure. And this is where I am now. I'm on the far edge of the lake. I'm just under Tolm Lake. Just under. And got a great view of the falls from here. Look at that. There are plenty of campsites on this side of the lake, the far western edge of the lake. I could have hiked for just a few more minutes and found a better, more legal campsite. But I am okay with my decision last night because I stopped just in time. So, still heading out this way. That appears to be a dam for Jeffo Lake. You can see it's only 15 feet in elevation, higher perhaps than Ropey, maybe 20. Both lakes are within the same contour on one of my maps at least. All right, so I got to cross in between the two lakes here and then follow that shore of Jeffo on the other side over there, and up and over. Just probably there. That looks like a good place to go up. I just shut off the camera after the last entry, and as usual, my poles fell over. Well, and I reach over to grab one, and I cannot find the other. The other one fell in this crack, just wide enough. I mean, the whole thing was in there, down a foot. I had to dig it out with the other pole, and it wasn't easy. It got stuck. I was a little worried. And then, of course, bending over, working, both my water bottles go flying. I gotta do something. I love how the access to these water bottles are wonderful in this pack, but they fall out when you bend over. These bottles are smooth. That doesn't help. Maybe I'll put some duct tape on the edge or something to give it a little friction. Anyway, gotta keep going. Well, here is lovely Tolm Lake, and a rather significant dam here for such a small lake. It's leaking like a sieve. There are other dams as well, but the water level hasn't even reached that height. This was my target yesterday. There they go. I had hoped to get to this creek here in between Ropey and Tolm Lake, and I figured usually that's where the best campsites are. It's not the case here. This is all water. There's a bunch of pools over here. Rather nice pool, but there is no camping. I'm walking slow, being really careful and prudent. I actually, instead of going across the dam at Tolm Lake, it was covered with so much bush at the most dangerous part. I'm sure I could have made my way through it, but it was a 10-foot fall one way or a fall into the water the other way. And I decided I didn't want to take any risk of either of those things happening. Well, here's a nice little grassy camp zone. Grassy camp zones aren't my thing, but this is very well sheltered. It's in a depression, surrounded by, it's in a bowl that's at least 8 feet, 10 feet high all around. It is pretty far from water. You can see Ropi Lake over there. I am due west from the far tip of Ropi Lake, and a corner of Jeffo Lake is over there somewhere. All right, I'm on the far corner of Tolm Lake here, and it's harder than it looks harder than it does on the map. I've got to go over this terrain here, and there is a ravine over there I got to get through. There's a cliff over there I got to go on top of, and then climb to the cliffs behind it and keep climbing at that point until I get to the level of the lake up there. I don't know if you can see the contrast there, right in the middle of the screen. Okay, let's give it a try. A little intimidated, but I know that just one step after another will get me there. Well, I was just over there at the last entry, up there, and things are looking a lot easier as I go. The ravine that I had to cross, it was a lakeside trail. That was a bit of a bushwhack. You had to go through some thick bushes there, but I could see it turning into a real trail on this side over here, and it is appearing to be a real trail up here through the Manzanita, but there is a trail through there. I'm not going to get cut up or anything. Looking good. So this is going to put me behind these cliffs that I was worried about, and looks like a decent gradient to the left to get to the route that I was hoping to get to. It's kind of pretty here, huh? I took a little risk here. I just finished coming up this here. I'm sure it looks a lot worse on the video than it is in real life. There's only one maneuver where I had to grab a handhold and pull myself up, and it was a rock solid handhold. What I was hoping for, it paid off. So now I'm up here and things are looking easy from here. I neglected to point out Osma Lake down there. It's a little lake. I don't think it has inflow or outflow, but it has a name for some reason. And here is lovely Jeffo. No, not that. That's just a little pond over there. Here is lovely Jeffo Lake. It's quite nice. Looks very campable. Lovely peninsula there. A little waterfall way up there. That's making a bit of noise. A few weeks ago, it would have been really magnificent, or maybe after a rainstorm, it'll get a lot better. Nice place. And the best news of all, I'm done with the hard part. I've got sloping granite ahead of me here. I'm going up there and a little bit farther, but not much. Looking good. Ooh, cool breeze. Well, high above Jeffo Lake. I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm going to be going over this rise pretty soon, and I think I'm going to see Pyramid Peak, just on Pyramid Lake, just on the other side. I love this hiking. This is a lot better than above Tolm Lake. You walk across these sheets of granite, and you feel like an intrepid explorer covering new terrain for the first time. But then you come to a patch of dirt, and it's covered in boot prints. That's okay. This is really exciting. Another trail marker. I didn't see many trail markers along the way, but plenty of paths, definitely going the right way. And let's see what we have over here. So dry. My mouth is so dry. Oh, looks like water. Looks like a lake. Yeehaw. Oh, I'm glad I turned over when I did. I want to cross the creek right here. Gonna make sure it's not torn. Oh no, there's more lake there. I'm here. Less than 2 hours. Way less. Heck of a creek crossing here just below the lake. Look at those lovely flowers. I am not sure how I'm going to do this just yet, but it involves stepping over this big root here. There's water underneath it, and you know, I'm not sure I can get across. Boy, stepping over that slime, that seems a little risky. Getting lower, I have to put the camera away. Oh no, I can go. Oh. No, I can't. Okay, put the camera away and take this seriously. Well, here I am at Pyramid Lake. Camping isn't great here. I knew that coming in. I got a legal campsite this time, or a tent spot at least. My tent spot is 200 feet at least away from the water. I'm going to have a hell of a time finding it at night. I'm sitting right at the water here in the shade. There's not a lot of shade around here, so I'm grabbing whatever I can find. I was really depleted after this hike. It took me an hour and a half to get to the lake, and then I stopped around for at least a half an hour, finding the best campsite on this side of the lake. because this was all about a place with a view. And I wanted to make sure that when I got up in the morning, I could see the mountain. So you want to see the view? Look at this. That is the biggest mountain in Desolation Wilderness, and I am right at the base of it. That's a straight walk up. No ups and downs. It's all up from here. This is my favorite view in all of Desolation, and I had forgotten how wonderful it is. So I just drank a bunch of water and had some emergency, and I'm feeling a little better. The hike is wasn't that hard. It wasn't that long, but it was it was all steep, in high altitude here, and almost everything I did was hard work, and made me breathe hard, made me made my mouth go dry, makes me dehydrated. So it's amazing. Only an hour and a half of hiking, and I was seriously dehydrated. So I think I'm rehydrated now, and I'm going to eat some food and set up camp somehow. I'm not sure what to do. My tent spot is so far away. I want to have a place near the lake to hang out, and I want to have a tent spot not far away. And I'm having a hard time doing that with a view. I want to make sure I get this view in the morning. The best tent spot was just a little too sheltered and couldn't see the mountain clearly from the ground. I want to wake up in the morning and see this view. Wow. Well, a very tired person checking in from, where am I? Pyramid Lake. I was just about to say that I am so tired that I'm having trouble thinking straight. And I haven't improved things by being unsatisfied with the tent spot that I chose, and I have scoured the entire eastern side of the lake here to 150 yards probably, looking for the best site. There just isn't much here that's legal. But I've got that spot back there that just has a beautiful view. It's a little bit sheltered, and it's a decent tent spot. It's just that it's so far away from here, and it's here being the shore. I'm hanging out at the shore now, and I was thinking that I would just use that as my sleeping quarters and hang out here, and then at night, when I go to bed, I'll just go up there and crawl into the tent and go to bed. Keep dropping stuff. But every time I go up there, I have difficulty finding it. And I do not want to be wandering around the hillside over there in the dark looking for my tent. So the plan is to hang out here and sit my butt down. I think I probably put in more miles today looking for a campsite than actually traveling here. So I'm adamant now that I need to feel better, and I'm going to sit down right here, and I'm going to drink water, I'm going to eat, and I'm going to do some more sitting, and I'm going to be in the shade, and I'm not going to continue to expose myself. And an hour of that, I should be feeling better. Well, I had to take one more hike up to the tent spot up there. The winds were really kicking up, and I imagined the Tevek just blowing away. Couldn't have that. So I walked up there one more time and dropped a really big rock on it. And while I was walking back, that little tiny puff cloud blocked out the sun. And it really freaked me out, because it's so bright today, I'm not looking up at the sky. Got no reason to look up at the sky, but I haven't seen any clouds since I've been here. And for the sun to suddenly disappear, I was momentarily completely stunned. I didn't know why. A solar eclipse? No, I hadn't heard about that, but no, it's just a little cloud. All right, so lots of relaxation happening here at Pyramid Lake right now. Can you blame me? Look at that view. My God. Haven't seen a soul all day today. I had to say that I'm not very thrilled with the risk that I took in doing this trip, considering my age and considering I don't have an emergency device. I just was under the impression that I'd be seeing day hikers coming through here, but there's not many day hikers coming through here. So I'm being extremely cautious. I'm considering these little details that people would never consider, because I do not want to be in an emergency situation. I'll do everything I can to avoid that. But I think I'll be in good shape, assuming I get some sleep tonight. I think I'll be in really good shape for tomorrow. Got an easy hill to hop over there to get to Ropi Lake, and then it's another easy hill to get to Lake Aloha, and I get to walk along the southern shore of Lake Aloha and the far southwestern shore I've never seen before, so that'll be fun. And then it's a mostly level hike for a long way along the shore of Lake Aloha, back to the trail, back to the Pt2. It's going to be fairly level for a while. Then I'll climb, how much? No more than 400 feet. And then I'll start going down. Going down hard. And I got to be to the taxi by 5:30. That's last call. But I want to be there a good deal earlier because I don't want to be alone there at 5:30. And the only way that they'll give me a ride is if I pay them $42. Because they have 3 passengers before they will send a boat. So I want to get there around 4:30. I think that will do. Man, is it beautiful, and there's nobody here. I love this. Anyway, bye. So here's my little tent setup. There's not much here. I have to go back down to the lake to get the rest of my stuff. It's a walk. But as you can see, it's getting late. Sun is well set. And there is no sun on the surrounding hills either. So darkness is on its way. So the plan is working out just fine. With a lot of hiccups along the way. I was so cold for a while there. The evenings are getting really predictable around here. As the sun is setting, the winds kick up and it gets cold. I was wearing my heavy down jacket even though my thermometer said it was 65 degrees. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I was still weak from whatever my weaknesses were. Well, that's cute. It's a little pool with a little channel running down here to another little pool before it flows on. Yeah, I make observations like that when I'm really punchy from lack of sleep. But for some reason I feel like walking all the way down to the water with the camera rolling, just so I can show myself how damn far I walked in order to get the exact view out of my tent. I've always noticed, I've been trying to catch this. Look at that smoke out there. Still bad. I noticed earlier today when I was at Ropi Lake that it was hazy. I could see white haze, and here too, looking up at Pyramid Peak when the sun was low. It was very hazy in front. And what I was trying to comment on is that every time I go set up a camp, it's all unfamiliar at first, but then you get used to where things are. And if your tent's farther away from your kitchen or other parts of your camp, you quickly get a map in your head of where everything is and how best to get there, what the shortest routes are. This journey back to the lake is so damn far. I was worrying that I could get lost up there, because I had trouble finding the spot the first couple of times I tried to go back to it. With my sleeplessness stupor that I had earlier and still am suffering from, I was a little worried that once it got dark, I look up that hill looking for my tent, it might just look hopeless. I've got a bunch of landmarks, so now if you notice, I've got a route that I repeat. I do it exactly the same now. I've never managed to map out such a long distance like that. Anyway, babbling stupidly. I just have so much battery power, I just feel like I might as well use it. Who knows, I might capture something. But here I am back at my little dinner camp. The winds were getting a little ferocious, but they are calming down now. Still looks a little choppy here. Nice. The moon is up, and it looks like a full quarter now. So I'll get some light here pretty soon. Okay, I gotta do the rest of my stuff. Well, it's getting dark. That quarter moon is up and it looks kind of red from all the smoke. I can still see the snow on Pyramid Peak, but pretty soon that's going to be just a black outline. And it's about 8:30. I'm ready for bed. I was really 45 minutes ago or so, when I started prepping, I was ready to go to bed. It was cold and windy, and even though I had my down jacket on, and it wasn't, I know it's not that cold out here. I was colder than I should have been. But now that I've digested my meal for an hour or so, I'm feeling pretty normal, just sleepy. Finally, all the bodily functions seem to be regulating properly. I'm not hot or cold. I'm appropriate for the temperature out here. There's nobody here. It's kind of amazing. This is such a beautiful place, and I can't believe there's nobody else here to enjoy it with me. Oh well. So I'm just gonna sit in my chair for a bit and relax, because I've been on a low level of stress all day, and I don't need to do it anymore. I can just crawl into my tent and into my bag now if I want. After I take my clothes off. Like that's a big deal, you know. Everything is a big deal today. But in spite of all my weirdness today, it was another great day. It was a great adventure doing that simple hike, which was actually rather difficult for an old guy. But I walked by how many lakes? Osma, Tolm, at the end of Ropey, of course, then Jeffo Lake, and then here Pyramid Lake, all in this short little distance. Pretty remarkable day, and it was all beautiful too. Just, oh man, I love this stuff. I love cross country across granite like this. Just nothing like it. Anyway, that's it for the night. Got a long day tomorrow. It'll be another grand adventure. I get to see more new territory, or at least territory I haven't seen for a while. I camped at Ropi Lake with the college buddies way back when. That was the time that we couldn't find anything here at Pyramid Lake. They were really mad at me for guaranteeing that there was a great campsite here. So I've been to Ropi Lake before, so I guess I have. I guess that's not all new terrain, but I don't remember a thing about it. It was over 30 years ago. All right, that's it for now. I'll probably check in the tent, but I'll be getting real tired real quick here soon. Bye. Well, this is the end of night 2. Day 2. Feeling a lot better now than I did earlier in the evening. I had a good bit of relaxation just looking at the moonlight over the mountain while listening to a short story, and I'm ready to sleep. I hope I get a really good night's sleep tonight. Conditions are all good for sleeping. It's a little cooler tonight. We're up at around 8,200 feet. We were at I was at 76.50 or so yesterday. Good waterfall across the lake to soothe me as I try to sleep. It's cooler, there's no wind. All systems are good for a good night's sleep. Pretty comfy here too. The ground is grassy, soft ground. This is certainly the best trip of the last couple of years. The most exciting. And yesterday was really fun with all the people that I was running into. A little lonely today. Usually I love my solitude, but I haven't seen anybody since I met that family camped at the outlet of Ropi Lake yesterday. I walked by them and I haven't seen anybody since. Wonder when I will. I'll head up to Waka Lake tomorrow. You'd think there might be somebody there. And then on to Aloha, where eventually I'll be running into lots of people, I imagine. It'll be a fun day. And it'll be a good hike, too. The hardest part will probably be at the beginning when I'm scrambling up to Waka Lake. But even that's going to be pretty gentle, I think. It's going to be a great hike. Great trip. I'm so excited for this trip. It's been just perfect. Even though I've been feeling really crappy. I got it into my head being in this tent and waking up at the foot of Pyramid Peak. And I've got a really good view here. I stomped all over the lake here to make sure that the space that I got was at least comfortable enough, but it had to have an awesome view when I get up in the morning. This one will. Can't wait. But that's it for tonight. Very well.